Hey boos, in this video, I give commentary based on my opinion. Nothing is to be taken as factual. We are just here to have conversation. We don't expose and we don't sip tea on this channel. I'm giving you real talk straight, no chaser. Let's see if you can handle it.
Cause I'm a boss. Oh, hell no.
Hi guys, it's Yanie and I'm back with another video. So in today's video, I wanted to briefly touch on this topic about Kevin Samuels being removed from YouTube and Instagram. And I'm going to give my very blunt and unfiltered opinion. Hopefully you can handle it. So there was a petition that was made by a YouTuber by the name of the Goldie Jones channel. Now she started this petition a few months ago. Like, this petition has been around for quite some time. So I'm just gonna go in and read why she started this petition and her reasonings behind why she feels this needs to be done. She wrote, "With the rise in violence against women, specifically African American women, YouTuber Kevin Samuels has galvanized a community of men of all races and nationalities in the outspoken hatred of women. Removing this voice of device vitriol will allow women to feel safer, not only in public spaces, but in online communities as well. Freedom of speech is a constitutional right for each of us. However, when that speech is loaded with thoughts and threats of violence towards women, manipulation of young women, and even fantasies of death to women, that freedom of speech becomes a prison for all people those thoughts and desires are intended to isolate. Acts of violence, sexually predatory behavior, and even death has been documented as stemming from rhetoric Mr. Samuels and his community of followers has spewed in just the last 12 months alone. Women feel unsafe in the presence of men who identify with his ideology and have even been berated while going about their daily lives. Yes, even while at work, with criticism that have been spoken directly from Mr. Samuels' mouth. The very words that were spoken on social media platforms have permeated every facet of daily life for unsuspecting women. Removing this leader of hatred against women will bring reprieve for all of us." So when it comes to this whole petition to get rid of Kevin Samuels on YouTube and Instagram, I really feel like it makes Black women look ridiculous, because we made Kevin Samuels who he is today simply because we call in, we support, we watch, we share, we do things to heighten his popularity. And it's just contradicting to see a petition being made to get rid of him, remove him, cancel him, or whatever the case may be. And I just feel like it's ridiculous. Another reason it's ridiculous is because I don't understand why women want to shut up men. I don't understand why you guys won't allow them to be honest with you, because then as a woman, you have complete control over what you're going to deal with, what you're going to allow, and what you're going to tolerate. So why force men to behave like women? Why force men to be what you want them to be? Why not allow them to be themselves, and then you can move accordingly? And it's really that simple. But to force a man to shut up and do all of these things, I just feel like it's ridiculous. Honestly, he's highlighting the men within our community that we should stay away from. And a prime example was, I recently went on a date. I met a guy at the gym. Now, when I'm in the gym, I don't wear weave, I don't wear makeup, I don't wear anything. I'm pretty plain Jane. I'm in there to get work done. I'm in there to put in work, and I'm in there to leave. Okay, I'm not trying to be cute, I'm not trying to be fancy, I'm not trying to be sexy or anything like that. I'm really in there to put in work and leave. So there was this man that approached me and he asked me on a date. Now, I was mentoring the next day or later that week, I was mentoring, I was out and about. And so that day I didn't wear makeup. I didn't even wear weave that day. I was just out and about mentoring, meeting women in person, doing my mentoring in person. And he texted me and he asked me out on a lunch date. So I went on a lunch date. Now, I'm not the type of girl that wears makeup every day that I leave the house. I'm not the type of girl that wears weave every time I leave the house. I'm just not one of those girls, and I'm not looking down at women who do. I am just not one of those women, and I have to paint the picture because it's going to make sense later. So this particular day, I left the house and, I was very natural, very simple, very plain. I presented myself in the same way that I presented myself when I was in the gym. So I went on a date with this guy. We went on a lunch date. And everything was going well, but the conversation led to Kevin Samuels. And he felt like the date, or the guy that I was on a date with, he felt like it was okay to speak down on women who wear weave, who wear makeup and lashes and all of that. So he felt comfortable enough to have this conversation with me on this date because, again, I was plain, I was simple this day. And he kept talking about how picky he was. He kept saying, oh, I'm super picky, I'm picky, I'm picky, I'm picky, I'm picky, I'm picky. And the more he talked, the more turned off I became. Because when we originally met, I was highly interested. But by the time we got to the first date and had a conversation, and the fact that he was bringing up Kevin Samuels, I knew the date was not going to go anywhere. And I knew after the date, it wasn't going to lead to anything. And I was grateful because I didn't have to waste any more of my time. I enjoyed myself. I had a really good meal, and I went to a restaurant that was very cute, classy, and I had a steak, I had a baked potato, and I had broccoli on the side, and I had a cocktail, and I was enjoying myself. And, sometimes when I go on these dates, I really feel like I am Carrie from Sex and the City. I'm just here to soak up knowledge and information. And so from this date, I learned a lot. I learned that Kevin Samuels plays an important role within the community as far as highlighting men that we don't want, that we will not be interested in. And it's really that simple, because I didn't waste any of my time. Like, once he started talking about the things that he didn't like, he was just telling on himself. And this is why when I tell you guys, when you go on these dates, shut up. Allow your date to talk more than you. The reason is because they will tell on themselves. You will learn more about them and they won't learn much about you. And that will require whoever this man is to invest more in you to get to know you more. But if you're an open book and you're sitting up there and you're telling him all of your business, that's less investment that he has to make in order to get to know you. So just listen. And it's part of your vetting process. It's like, just allow the man to talk, allow him to narrate and control the conversation, because you will learn more about him, and it will cut down on the amount of time that you're either wasting when you're trying to get to know someone. It really just cuts right to the chase. So when it comes to this petition, I'm not really here for it, simply because, listen, these men should definitely come on this platform and talk more about, how they think, how they truly think, how they truly carry themselves. Because in reality, it only benefits us as women. And the more we're more reserved and quiet, the less they know about us, the more that we know about them. So in reality, I just don't see why we're making this a big deal. Will I sign the petition? No, I just don't care. And you shouldn't either. So I'm going to play this video of this girl who made a video on TikTok talking about canceling Kevin Samuels. And to be honest, I just couldn't agree more with her. She made some really great points. So let's go ahead and tune in to what she has to say, and then I'll be back for the remainder of my commentary.
There's a petition going around to cancel Kevin Samuels. Now, here's the thing that's very interesting for me before I get deep into that. We have yet to come together on a united front for anything. Black people, black women, on a real united front to propel us to a better situation. However, you've got this man that you have to click on his video. You have to call into his platform to get his advice, and now we want to cancel him. I don't like this cancel culture. I don't like every time we don't like what a person's saying, we want to shut them up. How did it feel when you were a kid and your parents didn't like you what you wanted to say, or they didn't like what you were saying, they always were shutting you up? Or how do you like any conversation when a person doesn't like what you're saying, they're shutting you up? You don't like that, but y'all think it's okay to play with people's platforms because you're soft as wet tissue. This is some sucker shit. If I've ever seen some sucker shit, this is it. This is it. And I'm saying this respectfully, even as I can. As respectfully as I can, even though it's going to be taken disrespectfully. We are a soft, sucker ass generation. All we want to do is complain. We don't want to come together to do anything to better ourselves. We don't want to take any counsel, any guidance. We want to question everything as if we have the authority to even be questioning what we questioning. Because what is your degree? What is your stance? What are you proficient in? What are you a professional in? What do you have authority to speak over? You see what I'm saying? But y'all always want to pull somebody's card and shit. I just don't understand that. As far as I know, correct me if I'm wrong here, hands up, don't shoot, but I've never noticed Kevin Samuels to tag any of these women in his videos and say, I'm talking about you. So how would you then take offense to what he's saying unless you felt it was some validity, unless you were the dog that was hit and was made to holler? Because only hit dogs holler. So what is the issue here? I'm having a problem with it, and I think we really need to check ourselves. I do. I don't think we need to be in the age of people getting their hands held. It is what it is. And if you don't like him, unfollow him. If you don't like him, don't click on his video. If you don't like him, don't try to call into his show. But to cancel his stuff is some sensitive, sucker, weak bullshit. Now, if we gonna get together on the collective to do something better for ourselves, I can see it, but we're not gonna do that because that's real work. We just want to fuck with people because we don't want to be told nothing, and we want to be in our feelings. We're in the era of being in your feelings, sensitive and soft. Y'all are terrible.
So in conclusion, my final thoughts are simply this: I don't care. Allow these men to speak on how they truly feel. I don't care how raw, uncut it is, because it gives us the upper hand. Allow these men to put you up on game. If you can't handle it, don't subject yourself to the content, because you have to click on the video. You have to share it in order for it to become popular. The black woman's influence is what runs this world. I don't know when you guys are going to wake up to that, but the black woman's influence is what built this platform. The black woman's influence is what created Kevin Samuels. So I just don't understand why you guys are feeding into the negativity, why you're sharing the negativity. One thing that I can't stand is when I open up my DMs, because I don't follow Kevin on any platform, you guys are sending me his content. You guys are wanting me to react, respond. And it's like, I don't want to. I don't want to, unless I feel like it's a subject that I should speak on. But a lot of his subjects are now so repetitive. It's almost like eventually his channel will die from being so repetitive, because we live in a time now where if you keep talking about the same thing, people become uninterested. They've seen it before. They've heard it before. They don't want to subject themselves to the same repetitive type of content. So you kind of have to switch it up and change it to something else. So his time is running out as far as him, being popular for the same content that he puts out. It's just a matter of time. But if you want to cancel someone, don't feed into it. Don't share it. Don't watch it. Don't promote it. Don't even promote it to critique it and give it criticism. Like, just ignore it completely. And black women, we need to understand our power when it comes to our influence. We make things pop. We make things popular. And Kevin Samuels is a prime example of that. It's just a negative one. We made Kevin Samuels who he is today. We did. We do that. That's what we do. You know, and it's funny because our own men won't even partner with us and work with us to where they can put money in their pocket based off of our influence and popularity in the world. But that's a loss to them. And this is why I don't understand why you guys are getting upset and mad and angry. I just don't understand it, because when I went on that date, I pretended like everything was going well and I was polite. I didn't get angry or upset. I enjoyed my meal. It was fabulous. I drank my cocktail and I really enjoyed my time. I didn't allow that man to get under my skin and become overly emotional. I finished the date and told him thank you, and I just never called him back. And it's really that simple. I never responded. So just don't feed into it, you know? And if you bump into a man that brings up Kevin Samuels and you don't like what he has to say, you can just move on. And it's really that simple. Don't think too much about it. Like, I just don't understand it. So that's all that I have regarding this video. Of course, I would love your thoughts and opinions, so make sure you comment them down below. And if you're new here, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, give this video a big thumbs up. And also, you guys, you know what it is. This is all about keeping it real so we can heal. And I had to keep it real with you guys because you guys need to heal from this, okay? This online trauma that you have subjected yourself to when it comes to Kevin Samuels. Go ahead and keep it real with yourself so you can heal from it. You're subjecting yourself to his content and you don't have to. So on that note, this is Real Talk with Yanie, and I will see you guys in my next video.